Hey folks, and welcome to another video from aplaintruth.info. I put together a timeline of possible directed energy weapons being used around the world. Here in Sonoma County, Santa Rosa, back in October, we were attacked. Then Ventura, San Diego was attacked. But it's going on around the world, and I want to document that today. So the cars being torched, glasses melted is one of the sure signs of this directed energy, and I'm not quite sure if the Oklahoma City bombings back on April 19th of 1995 was included, but nearby, just like in Santa Rosa here, there's a military directed energy base, the Tinker Air Force Base, that uses directed energy weapons avionics. It's possible. All right, New York City, we're pretty much are aware that this was a torched event. The dustification of cars, as Judy Woods pointed out. Judy Woods has been a major disappointment. I don't know what happened to her. She mind controlled. What she'd been told not to talk about it, but she basically said the fires out here in California are rubbish about using directed energy weapons, which I find extremely odd and curious. Iraq, highway of death. This goes on for miles, folks. There's pictures and pictures. It's ugly. Of course, they practice it overseas and then they bring it home. Just like biometrics, they started biometric IDing in Iraq. Now they're bringing it home to us. Afghanistan, torched cars. This is on June 2012. Two events, June 2013, 2012. And you'll notice, I'll get to it in a minute, it's right next to the United States Air Force Academy. One fire was here and the other, the Black Forest fire, was on the other side, 1 year apart exactly. And they did the same thing, torched communities, torched burbs. Seems like they're going after suburbs. And look at this, United Air Force Academy, Colorado Springs, right where two torched fires were. Then we go into October of 2013 in San Diego. I originally thought this was Santa Rosa, but it's actually, reader informed me it was down in San Diego. I looked it up, and sure enough, the trees are fine. Look at the asphalt here. Look at the lines through the asphalt. Doesn't that look like just like a razor? Like a laser came through. And then look at these trees. These are eucalyptus trees, folks. You breathe on them, they catch fire. Oh, and this home's fine. And those are torched. This home's fine. The grass is fine. Okay? So they've been working on us for a while. Then we go to Tianjin, China. Look at these. They say there were two explosions, okay? Look at the cars. Completely torched. If there are explosions, the cars would be moved and turned over, just like we saw in Santa Rosa. These were torched. Then we moved to the beast fires in Alberta, Fort McMurray, Canada, where the oil sands, the tar sands are going on right at its peak. The homes got peaked and then they got torched. In Truth by Grace has a wonderful piece on this. Y'all put in the show notes. Then we go into November 2016 in Gatlinburg, Tennessee. Again, one car torched, another one not. It goes on and on. Now we come to Madrid, Portugal. And this was in June of 2017. Cars torched, blamed on dry thunderstorms. 60 people just died in their cars. Then we hit here in the California storms on October 8th, 9th, 2017, middle of the night, over 60 fires, 11 counties. Cars torched. There's the Oakville Grade deep underground military base over in Napa, right nearby. We also have 4 avionic laser companies right here in Santa Rosa, including the former Hewlett-Packard one, which everywhere around it got torched, but the Agilent factory, they did not happen to get touched. Amazing. Cars flipped on their roof. Oh, it's a fire. Cardinal Newman School, Jesuit school. Look at the fire. That's that's a laser, folks. How could it do it? And look at how many fires they had all over. All started middle of the night, all at once. All still unexplained. Southern Cal, then, on December this last year, 2017. Look at all the fires again, folks. They all started somehow, but no one has an explanation for all the fire forensics guys. Same exact type of profile, okay? So this has been going on for a very long time. It's going to continue. Please spread this information out as best you can. I really, really appreciate it, and it really needs to get out. So in closing here, the ignition of the West Firestones by blue laser is hokum, according to Yoichi Shamatsu, exclusive to Rents. Jeff Rents is a shill, folks. Big time shill, just like the rest of them. Before signing off, turbulent, I note a passing on one of the past year's more noxious items of fake news deserves to be doused with a house down of cold reality. It's patently absurd of the blue laser weapon mounted on a U.S. military aircraft causing catastrophic firestorms in California and the Pacific Northwest. The actual cause, Mr. Shimatsu says, is of radioactive fallout from the Fukushima. Where's the Fukushima radiation, folks? May 2011? Where's the radiation, folks? Doesn't happen, just like doesn't happen in Hiroshima and Nagasaki 75 years later. Where's the radiation? Chernobyl, they're having tourist events in Chernobyl now. Where's the radiation? Look it up. Sinister campaign of rational fear-mongering on YouTube or video post by a plaintruth.info. That'd be me. Sponsored by the Pentecostal Church of God in Salem, Oregon. Holy cow, I have never been there. This is slanderous, but you can claim what you want on YouTube. The absurd claim from the cult is that the firefighting aircraft are actually disguised military planes deployed to set fires at homes with directed energy weapons. This makes zero sense that a cash-strapped Pentagon, cash-strapped, would torch its tax base in America's richest state. Common sense to the crazed cultists. Psychological warfare campaign against shocked homeowners, depressed survivors who lost loved ones to the blaze, and mortgage holders whose insurance claims can nowhere near match the cost of rebuilding with proven fires, and they're blaming it on the video hysterics. No, it's called proof, sir. These online psyops are designed to spread disinformation, promote paranoia, induce mental illness, all to confuse and divert the public from taking legal action to redress the source of insurmountable losses, which of course the corrupt coalition of real estate developers, mortgage lenders, insurance companies, nuclear industry, state and federal governments have all denied the catastrophic impact of radio releases from Fukushima where, blah, blah, blah. And this idiot goes on to say, blue lasers are used like Blu-ray DVDs. Red lasers are used for focus heat weapons to explode missiles or planes in flight, as happened in TWA 800 in 1996. So he's admitted they could shoot down planes with focused energy, but it's a red beam, not a blue beam. And just to further that this Shimatsu guy is just a complete idiot who doesn't do any research, and Jeff Rentz publishing it is quite a bit the same. So this is just some of the comments I've garnished from my websites. I saw a blue light that morning. Blue light that was real fast. Blue light flashes. I've got comments on comments. And here's more comments. Blue laser light, blue flashes, bright blue. Blue flashes, blue lasers. These are all comments from people on the ground observing. Empirical evidence. Potter Red Fire saw blue streaks. It goes on and on, folks. I live in Santa Rosa and saw blue light on Sunday at 1:30 at night. So did I. So the red eye, the next misinterpretation is taken from a helicopter claiming show a disguised military plane fire a laser beam. No, we never said it was a disguised military plane. It was just a helicopter firing it, sir. Trigger the fires below. However, the beam is red, not blue. Well, I already went over the different colors and the temperatures for them. Weaponized red lasers in a milliseconds burst out a high-energy pulse. Yeah, 200 billionths of a second they can fire 2 trillion watt energies. What could be its purpose? Remote sensing or ground observation is the reason for we're seeing the red lasers. So he's admitting there was a laser used on the helicopter, but then he calls it a spotter plane as used to determine forward speed and direction. See how they confuse it? Helicopter changes it to spotter plane. 10th anniversary of the Space Shuttle Columbia disaster, the cause of which can be traced to a laser gun anti-missile test done on re-entry off California coast against a rising rocket over the White Sands test ground in New Mexico. The power supply, an Americum 242 nuclear isotope generator, overheated and blew apart the shuttle's fluid tank and oxygen supply, breaking apart the spacecraft and killing all the astronauts on board. Is that right, sir? Killed all the astronauts on board, except they happen to be still alive. Here they are in their pictures, folks. I'll put that in the show notes. The Challenger crew is still alive. This is just one real piece of shit article. The perpetrators of the false laser claim owe a retraction and apology to the wildfire victims. Firefighting pilots, chief of staff are wrongly being accused. The culprit is the horrific chain of events is TEPCO and the Japanese government of Shinzo Abe. It's not Smokey the Bear's fault. There's another person spotted an incoming storm by a sudden gusting of strong winds. Sudden, what caused it? There was no weather that day. Blue sparks. Oh, snowfall. We had snowfall. No, I was here, sir. There was no snowfall. You're a liar. And then a large glowing sphere of whitish light. Now we got white lights, he's saying. Where's that evidence? Clearly showed the wind-driven snow. Snow? In a pulsating luminous sphere. This was freaking October. We haven't had any snow this year, and we're in January, you idiot. In a pulsating luminous sphere just above the horizon where the blue sparks were too dim to be captured on video. All right, just to bring home the point, this is from 2008, Wired magazine. A laser gunfire's deniable strikes ahead announced the first ever firing of real-life ray gun that converts strikes with plausible deniability, meaning we didn't do it. Using the advanced tactical laser, fired its high-energy chemical laser through a beam control, acquired a ground target, guided the beam as directed by the ATL's battle management system. Remember 2008? This is some almost 10 years later. Firing laser through the beam control for the first time began to demonstrate the functionality of the entire weapon system integrated aboard the aircraft. The aircraft, here we go, and it shows in 14 seconds, 26 seconds what it could do, okay? It's taking out this, but not taking out that and that selectively. Mounted to a Hellfire on an advanced tactical razor on a Hercules transport plane. I'm sure it's gotten much smaller since then. The illustration shows a theoretical 26-second engagement in which the beam deftly destroys 32 tires, 11 antenna, 3 missile launchers, 11 EO devices, 4 mortars, 5 machine guns, while avoiding harming a truckload of refugees and the soldiers guarding them. It reminds me how the Lone Ranger could always shoot the gun out of opponent's hand without injuring them, okay? This is how precise they can use these weapons. All right, and last, I just want to give a little note here for your consciousness and how you deal with this stuff. This is a spiritual battle, folks. This is not a material, dense, physical realm battle. This is a battle for our minds. If we can't rise up and rise up to the evil that's being going on now, they win. We've got to make this a spiritual battle. This is good over evil. We have higher consciousness than them. That's why they're afraid of us. So rise up, wake up, shine your light. Put your Bic into the darkness, share this story with others, because this is going to be going on. We're just starting to chronicle it with the new type of, not new, but the weapons they're using today. We have to advance with their advancements, okay? That's a plain truth out. Hope your New Year's is starting okay. We'll catch you on the next video, Doc. Next event, the dustification of cars, as Judy Woods pointed out. Judy Woods has been a major disappointment. I don't know what happened to her. She mind controlled what she'd been told not to talk about it, but she basically said the fires out here in California are rubbish about using directed energy weapons, which I find extremely odd. 1995 was included, but nearby, just like in Santa Rosa here, there's a military directed energy base, the Tinker Air Force Base, that uses directed energy weapons avionics. It's possible. All right, New York City, we're pretty much are aware that this was torture and curious. Iraq, highway of death. This goes on for miles, folks. There's pictures and pictures. It's ugly. Of course, they practice it overseas and then they bring it home. Just like biometrics, they started biometric IDing in Iraq. Now they're bringing it home to us. Afghanistan, torched cars. This is on June 2000. In October, we were attacked. Then Ventura, San Diego was attacked, but it's going on around the world, and I want to document that today. So the cars being torched, glasses melted is one of the sure signs of this directed energy, and I'm not quite sure if the Oklahoma City bombings back on April 19th of Hey folks, and welcome to another video from aplaintruth.info. I put together a timeline of possible directed energy weapons being used around the world. Here in Sonoma County, Santa Rosa, back